Devastated after a new mother was shot and killed by her husband, who then took his own life. It all happened in Brookwood Hospital less than 24 hours ago. A Jefferson County coroner's report says Precious Johnson was shot multiple times. Authorities say she was a patient in the hospital. Family members say the 24-year-old had just had a baby with her husband, 19-year-old Kenneth Terry Jr. According to the coroner, Terry died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Homewood police think the hospital shooting was a domestic-related murder-suicide. WVTM 13's Lisa Crane joins us live and local from Brookwood Hospital. Lisa, you spoke with family members in the Alabama Hospital Association today. What have you learned?
Well, I did speak with Kenneth Terry's mother today. As you can imagine, she is devastated. She did not want to speak on camera, but she told me she just can't understand what happened. She said this young couple was having some marital problems, and Precious Johnson did not want Terry's family at the hospital when she delivered the baby, but she still can't comprehend that her son could be violent. 19-year-old Kenneth Terry had a lot going on in his life. His mother tells me he had finished Army National Guard boot camp, had married 24-year-old Precious Johnson, and they were expecting a baby. But Sunday night, after Johnson delivered her baby, authorities say Terry shot her several times and then turned the gun on himself.
I think it's a sad, but this was an isolated incident. And I will say, in my 30 years of working at the Hospital Association and representing our hospitals in the state, this is the first time something has occurred like this.
Because of this tragic incident, Howard says we could see changes to security protocol at hospitals like Baptist Health Brookwood. I wanted to get an idea of the security there. Less than a day after the shootings, I walked through the labor and delivery unit unchecked.
Hospitals always do after-action reports and look at what are the lessons learned, what worked well, what might need to be refined. And in doing that, it's not uncommon for the Hospital Association to pull together all of our hospitals to share information and best practices and what worked and what didn't work and what might need to be revisited.
Now, I reached out to leaders here at the hospital. They did not want to speak on camera or address specific questions about security. Howard says there are no security mandates in Alabama for hospitals here, but she says, of course, that could change, and there will be a lot to learn from this incident. Live in Homewood, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
Lisa, thanks. Homewood Mayor Jennifer Andrus is reacting to what she says is an active investigation, saying police acted quickly to secure the scene and ensure there was no ongoing threat to the public. She says her thoughts are with the victim, her family, hospital staff, and everyone affected. Andrus says the city is working closely with hospital leadership and will provide updates.
Okay. Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakahakodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's all here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, to the best of their ability. That this is Yachanan Nawach, just coming at you with another quick lesson. I'm praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And as you can see, here's the young Jake right here. Now, nobody knows the situation as to what happened. Reading through the comment board, some people was like, well, shit, maybe he found out the baby wasn't his or whatever the case may be. But he's 19, she's 24. In this world and in this day and time, eve of any age, especially if they're older than in this particular situation, this is kind of like a little distance as far as like, a woman, she probably had other kids, who knows, by other dudes, whatever the case may be. But, mind games, mind fuckery, and just we already know how that goes, man. But that's him. Let me see if they got a picture of her. I don't know why they didn't have the initial picture. They didn't have the initial pictures from the actual article in here, which I don't understand. They do that sometimes. But anyway, the point is her ass is out of here. Now, he didn't do anything to the baby. Let me see here. Where the fuck is that shit at? It's locking. Yeah, he didn't do anything to the baby, but if you can see right here in the corner of this, that's the picture of, I'm assuming. No, I'm not sure who that is. Shit. Actually, anyway, but you get the point. But I wanted to just point out that, this is a part of prophecy as well. This is one of the things that Yahushua, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, mentioned. We touch on it, but as of late, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like, we've been touching on, different parts of the prophecies. It's like a wave, you know what I'm saying? It's like the spirit flowing like the wind. In certain prophecies, we'll get on that MOTB. Certain prophecies we'll get on the, the MOTB, the World War III. But you got a mini World War III going on right now, But also this, earthquakes, everything that Yahushua spoke of in Matthew chapter 24, these things are coming to pass. He said that there will be wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, earthquakes in diverse places. Kingdom will be against kingdom, nation against nation. All these will be the beginning of sorrows, roughly paraphrasing. And I'm driving, so, I'm kind of roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, but one of the things that Yahushua spoke of was, also going on in that chapter was Matthew 24 and 12. And it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So it's so much sin. People are oversaturated with so much shit, man. It's like an overload. We've been talking about this. People are overloaded. It's like overloading a circuit. When you have an overload of a circuit breaker, it's like at my house. I can explain from my house. Like, off one side of the house, I would say, you got the refrigerator plugged in. You have the, TVs or whatever plugged in. But at a certain point, if you're using the microwave and, the toaster oven, so to speak, at the same time, that shit'll, the circuit will break. It'll shut all the power down because it's being overloaded. And then you have to go to the circuit breaker box, re-click that shit back on, and you can only use certain things at it depends on the circuitry, because certain things pull more power than others. But it's pretty much it's an overall breakdown of society, man, because they're being overloaded with too much information. First off, too many things to think on, too much social media, and then also too, this is a spirit of vengeance. That was a spirit of vengeance, man, because ain't no telling what that woman was doing, to drive that young man. He was, he was going off of joining that ROTC bullshit. But Jake, they kind of look at stuff like they don't think it through. They don't know no better. They just looking at it like, well, hey, ain't shit else to do. This could be a nice little, thing for me to do, get my little funds up, you know what I'm saying? Get me, at least have some health insurance. I can go to college, all that little shit like that Jake be thinking of, when starting a career and all that bullshit. Which his ass would have, more than likely got smoked anyway going to the military. But, man's goings of the Lord. But that's crazy work, man, to walk into a hospital. Now, here in Michigan, Detroit, there's been a couple of so-called black women got their asses gunned down in the hospital as of the past year, 2 years, or whatever. Jake wilding out, going straight into the hospital and gunning their asses down. One Eve got kidnapped out of the house by her. It's just a lot of that shit, man. So it's like people are losing it. They're crashing out. And when you go into 2 Timothy chapter 3, it talks about, the mindset of people. Let me see, I'm coming to this light. I might be able to get it. The mindset of the people in the last days. Matter of fact, it's entitled, Difficult Times Will Come. And I've never read it in this Amplified. So let's see here. 2 Timothy 3 and 1 in the Amplified. It says, but understand this, that in the last days, dangerous times of great stress and trouble will come. Difficult days that will be hard to bear. For people will be lovers of self, narcissistic, self-focused, lovers of money, impelled by greed, boastful, arrogant, revilers, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, and profane. See? And I can stop right there, but it goes on. It says, and they will be unloving, devoid of natural human affection, callous and inhumane, irreconcilable, malicious, malicious gossip, devoid of self-control, intemperate, immoral, brutal, haters of good, traitors, reckless, conceited, lovers of sensual pleasures rather than lovers of God. See? And holding a form of outward godliness, religion, although they have denied its power, for their conduct nullifies their claim of faith. Avoid such people and keep far away from them. Yeah, man. And this is why, we have to, keep away from certain family members. You love them. You know what I'm saying? But, man, you got wild ass cousins, wild ass, your auntie, your fucking, and just in general, your parents. You respect your parents, you honor them. But, you got to just pull away, man. You got to just get the fuck away from them if you can. If you can afford your own place, you know what I'm saying? You brothers that's into this truth. And of course, don't marry these women, man. The apostles been going into this. Don't marry the so-called black woman on paper, man. You deal with her and shit, strap up, hell. Don't even get none of them pregnant. You just deal with them, man. You do what you got to do, and it is what it is. We're not saying, because we do have women of this truth that are sincere, but it's rare, man. It is super rare. Because that dude wasn't just doing no shit like that for nothing. Something, they said that she didn't want any of his family members at the hospital to greet that. So you already know that was just going to be some bullshit from the jump. Baby mama drama before the damn baby is even born. Bunch of bullshit. And see, you got to assess things, man. You have to, look at the situation. If you're around her and you're around her family, you done met her family, you can pretty much, it don't take that long to see if they assholes or not. It doesn't take that long to see if whether or not they're gonna be on some bullshit, man. It don't take that long. All that take is just going over for a barbecue. You get to see everybody, you get to look and see the situation, or how they acting, and you keep it free from there. Because if you notice, these are, it's mainly women that's involved in with all this contention and arguments and shit. So yeah, you have to really, hey, we listening to our apostles, man. It's even the Apostle Paul even said that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's basically best to just be alone. Because in this day and time, it's too fucking wacky, man. Motherfuckers is weirdos. It's too wacky. But that was the spirit of vengeance, man, sent out on her ass, man. And him too as well. But the scripture talked about a wicked woman is given to a wicked man, roughly paraphrasing. So it was set up for, now the baby, whoever's gonna get the baby on, now they're gonna be fighting over, really it's his seed, so the baby should go to his family. But overall, because he done what he done, and then at the same time, it don't even make no difference had he done what he done. The mother, she still has all the rights of the child as if it's her seed. And she's not the seed giver, man. But in this kingdom, the woman is given all this power over you, man, with the babies, the children. She scripture says that a woman shall compass a man at a certain period. But it's good, the Lord is reversing that shit, though. But it's a lot of judgment going out. And that's why we say, hey, pray, man. You come across one of these women, man, you should be praying, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the water, help me to assess this situation. Is this something I should be into or not? Hell, do a damn lot. Hell, if you got to flip a coin, shit, flip a damn coin. Lord, if it lands on heads, deal with her. If it lands on tails, get the hell away and listen, because the Lord, there's scriptures on a lot. The flip of the coin is on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. However that coin flips, that's exactly how the Lord wanted it to land. It's no other way, because he's in control of all things. Man's goings are of the Lord. So I've been seeing, a few different articles, man, with a bunch of bullshit going on. I just seen I wanted to do a little lesson on possibly that later on, with this little 6-year-old, I think a little girl. Eve left the damn kids in the car. It's like five. She had, I think, 5 or 6 kids. She left all the kids in the car while she went into the store. which is crazy work. You don't leave kids in no cars like that, man, especially not these days. When she left the kids in the car, left the damn gun at some point, at somewhere where, you know, they was able to get to it, and a little girl shot herself, I'm assuming in the head, you know, in the car. So, you know, that's tragic. That's tragic work on all the kids. Yep, somewhere on the east side of Detroit. And they have been talking about that. That was the third one this week. I think the third, you know, they got, you know, and now they got a law where, yeah, they throwing your ass in jail. You know what I'm saying? These kids shooting themselves, they throwing because they wasn't, you know, really, they was kind of looking at it like, okay, accidental, you know, you're a CPL holder, you got your license for the gun, you know, the child somehow got to it. You had it in a secure place, they just so happened to find it. But they're not going for that shit no more. They're arresting your ass, throwing your ass in jail, giving you time, because you can go to the police station now and you can get the gun safety locks for free. And that's what they've been promoting. And you can go and buy them. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's been that shit been going on so much to the point where they're actually offering them to the citizens for free at the police department. All you got to do is roll up and ask for one. You know? That's how frequent this shit has been happening. But that's judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because if the Lord wants your ass gone, you out of here. It ain't gonna make no difference what you do. Because the Lord, he's the one that he deals with the spirits, man. Now the sparrow dropping to the ground without the Lord sanctioning it, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing. You know? The Lord calls that spirit back to him when he wants it. So you're not gonna shake or cheat death. That's biblical, man. Got people out here in the best shape of their life. They run 20 miles a day, muscles on top of muscles, and a motherfucker get hit by a straight bullet. You know, he get hit by a damn car jogging. You know, ain't never smoked a cigarette in his life. He ain't never smoked no marijuana. He ain't never, you know, because, you know, you got people that's out here, they believe that, you know, they get up and they do these things and they, you know, they're in shape, which is nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But the spirit, the Lord is in control of who lives and who dies, man. And he can snatch your ass whenever he wants to. You can do everything that you want to do. But I'm gonna end out there, man. I just seen this, you know, in judgment, man, on Eve, because ain't no telling what the fuck she done to that nigga, man, to have him. Well, we know it was the Lord, though, spirit of vengeance. But, you know, just in general, you know, hey, these relationships with Eve in this day and time, that's crazy work. There's no use in it. It's not worth it. There's no reward to it for the men. There's absolutely no reward for that shit. Just saying. Because they could start off beautifully. She could have actually been a virgin. You could be the actual person that, you know, the first person to actually hit. And she's all in love with you. She's all on you. But shit, you make a little move where she, you know, she's feeling like, you know, some jealousy is there, or, you know what I'm saying, you dealing with another woman or any of that, you know, whatever. And she'll turn your goddamn life upside down, man. She'll flip that shit upside down. You be out here bugged all out. You know, so this is not our rest. Esau has totally destroyed the so-called black woman in America, man. It's not our rest, man. It's just not, you know, it's not wise. Hey, I mean, hey, it is what it is. We love them, you know, as far as, because, you know, they are Israelites. They are people. You know, we love our people. It's not like we don't love our people. Now, we have a disdain for the knuckleheads, the thickhead niggas, but, you know, it's really the attitude, really that lifestyle, man, of our people is just so damn corrupt and distasteful, man. But anyway, I'm at my low destination because I'm at the plantation, but I seen that and I'm like, God damn, hey, Jake not playing no games. This nigga ran into the hospital and knocked her and you know, I guess he must have had somewhat of some remorse for the baby. But shit, who knows, man? He could have had an idea that baby wasn't his, or he could have just been the whole point of, who knows, man? You ain't no telling what them motherfuckers is arguing about. But anyway, with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a Bible ball.